This video we are going to discuss the protocol. What is protocol? Protocol is basically, I told you in the last video, it's basically a mechanism. What kind of mechanism? Mechanism by which data will flow from one point in the network to the other point. So if I am getting, say, internet connectivity, or forget about internet connectivity, if I am just connecting a local area network from one computer in the LAN in other computer in the LAN, I want to send a message or a file I want to transfer. What mechanism will be followed? That is defined by this term protocol. Fine. So we have to study various kinds of protocol. We don't have to, again, we don't need to learn it in details. Just remember the basically all the protocols which will be there in your curriculum. Their short forms are given. Remember their expanded form properly. Okay, sometimes half a mark question is given like this, and you just try to know what it is about. Roughly, if you know what it is about, I think you'll be able to answer all the questions. We don't need to know these things in greater details. Okay. The first thing which we are going to talk about is TCP/IP. TCP/IP is a protocol, okay, which is used mainly to have internet connectivity over a LAN. And without internet also, if you have a simple LAN and the data moves there, that also follows this mechanism. So TCP/IP is a very popular and a basic mechanism of internet connectivity, you can say. But without internet connection also in a LAN, if you talk about movement of data, that also can be done through TCP/IP. TCP/IP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. Okay, it has two parts. This expanded form I will write down in your notes. Try to remember this because expanded form comes sometimes. Now this has two parts, TCP and IP. Okay, why it has two parts? Because this particular protocol, first of all, works on the basis of data packet switching. If you remember, we learned message switching, circuit switching, and packet switching, right? So this works on the basis of packet switching. What is packet switching? Let me remind you. In packet switching, if a chunk of data has to travel from one point in the network to the other point of the network, so the chunk of data will be divided into a lot of small data packets. Data packets will be addressed with the senders and the receivers, okay, and then data packets will be able to move through a communication channel, and from the sender, when it will go to the receiver's end, following different path, there they will be lined up once again. So that is the mechanism which is used, that is breaking up into a chunk of data into small data packets and then transmitting it. That mechanism is followed by TCP/IP. Now, what I was discussing, why it has two parts, why TCP and IP. This TCP part basically takes care of routing the data. Fine, TCP part will basically make sure that data is divided into smaller parts, data packets, they are addressed properly, and they are sent to the correct direction. And the job of this IP stands for Internet Protocol. Okay, IP part, this basically makes use of the IP address of the particular network. Okay, in a particular network, the IP address of the destination will be decided. So TCP's job is to break it into data packets to make sure that they propagate in the correct direction, and IP's job is to deliver it to the correct IP address. Let us remember it in a very small way. Okay, in a simple way. So that is all about TCP/IP. Fine. The next one, which we are going to discuss, is FTP, File Transfer Protocol. File Transfer Protocol you can easily make out when you are trying to download a file, okay, from a particular web server. You found something interesting and you are downloading the file sitting there in a HIRS computer. So how basically that file will move from that particular server to your computer? There this protocol will play a role. File transfer protocol will help you basically to transmit the data. When a file has to be sent, the entire file has to be sent from one place to another place. No matter what file we are talking about, it can be a text file, it can be an audio file, it can be a video file, it can be an application file, it can be any file. Okay. The third protocol which I will tell you here is HTTP. Okay, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. What is hypertext? What is hypertext? Hypertext, you know, all the basically text, all basically the graphics that you get to see on the web page, which has a further link to further information, right? That means various kinds of images, text, audios, videos, or in fact the switches in all websites we get to see various kinds of switches or buttons. Okay, where we click, sometimes we click on OK, sometimes we click on cancel, sometimes we click on submit. That's called a button or a switch. So these all have further link, you know. So this can be categorized as hypertext. So this protocol, the purpose of this protocol is to basically give you the entire web page. You are requesting, you are placing a request from one of the HRS computer to Google server that show me my Gmail page. How Gmail page will come to you? Gmail page has lot of graphics in it, lot of images in it, lot of hypertext in it. In fact, why to talk about hypertext? Basically the entire web page, the entire HTML content over there, the way it will basically be transmitted, the way it will be basically be passed on to you, there basically you need the protocol of hypertext transfer protocol. There this protocol will play the role. Okay, without this protocol the web page cannot be sent from one location to another location. Okay, that is HTTP. Then we have there is another protocol called POP, or sometimes it is called POP3. Sometimes it is called POP, some people call it POP3. Both are basically same thing. What is it? It is basically called Post Office Protocol. What is Post Office Protocol? Post Office Protocol basically deals with emails, various kinds of emails. You want to send one email to somebody, right? You have a Gmail account and you are sending email to one of your friend. So what will happen? Your mail first of all will go to the Gmail server, and then Gmail server will have to decide whom should it deliver to. Like what happens in a normal post office. There a sorting out job takes place. So these sorting out of mails, and after sorting out that, putting that mail into the correct account, you send it to one of your friends. Remember this. So your friend also may have Gmail account, may not have Gmail account. Imagine that he has a Gmail account. So after receiving your email, the Gmail server will have to route it to the particular account. That protocol or that mechanism of data is handled by Post Office Protocol. Fine. Next we will discuss about similar kind of one protocol called SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So here also email is involved, but this is slightly different from POP or POP3. How it is different? SMTP or Simple Mail Transfer Protocol basically deals with a software, okay, where a software is involved. Like a very nice example is our Outlook. I do not know how many of you have used Outlook. Outlook is a component of Microsoft Office package, we know that, and that basically helps you to create, basically you can, it helps you to basically access the email account, your email account, and you can send emails to another account. Fine, that job can be done. Basically Outlook has many features to do various things with the basically the emails, and the emails can be sent. So basically when a software is involved, a software has to connect to a mail server. If I am doing it through Outlook, then what will happen? My mail server and the Google mail server, say I am having an HIRS account, fine. HIRS has got nothing to do with Google. Imagine we have a situation like this. In fact, once upon a time we had that. So HIRS mail server, it has to connect to the Google mail server. So your Outlook software is in between. So here Outlook software will customize my mail, will provide me with various facilities like copying, the carbon copy, CC, BCC and all other things, various facilities it will provide me. And then what I will do, I will try to, then this Outlook will have to connect to the Google server, because I am trying to send the mail to the Google account. So this dealings will be done by simple mail transfer protocol. How do you identify it? Simple mail transfer protocol means there will be involvement of another software, and through that software, if one mail server is connecting to another mail server, that is definitely a case of simple mail transfer protocol. Okay. I think we have discussed all the protocols that we had. Another interesting one is left that I will discuss in the next video.